G'day folks, today I want to congratulate South America and say that, in the leftist sphere circles that it has a lot of future in it. Since what we have seen recently in a couple of decades with what is happening in Ukraine and Syria and Libya, where America, whether it is through bribing, whether it is, I don't know what they offered those people, but whether it is, just coaxed its allies, let's for example in Europe, to attack Russia, at the downfall, at the at the pain of their own country and their own people. For example, we've seen this in Ukraine, where with Germany, even though they blew up their gas line and their economy is suffering, just go with America. Oh yes, America number one, Russia must fall. Even when there was only one guy, I think so, in the upper echelon, was it German admiral. He said, "Oh, Putin deserves respect, and I don't see Crimea becoming part of Ukraine. Out, you're fired." Attending your resignation. What the fuck did you say? Something reasonable? Motherfucker, man, get the fuck out of here. Or also we have, actually Aib, which means shame in Arabic, what happened with Libya, man, and Syria, where they attacked their own brothers like wolves, their own Muslim brothers, their own Arab brothers like wolves at the behest of America, and because they were told that I guess they would share some power. Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, man, they descended on Libya like wolves. One of the most successful and richest country in Africa, and more stable as well. They descended upon like wolves, tore it apart, and they never had the hindsight. The hindsight, maybe one day America might do this to me. No, they say, oh, we take the money, we take the power. They descended on like wolves, and okay, maybe they don't like Gaddafi. I guess he's against them. But why would you set fire to your neighbor's house? That sometimes that fire will come through your house as well. And with millions of refugees, terrorist attacks, which happens also in Turkey, and all sorts of bullshit that happened there. And Libya, a failed state, which is a fertile ground for terrorism. Nobody has control over there. It's just warlords allied with this, foreign countries, or there's warlords allied with another foreign country. What happened in Syria as well? Not only it's easy. That's what I'm saying, man. The Arabs, man, Muslims, man, Muslimun, man. They said the Ummah is one, but look how they fucking act, man. So yeah, they finished devouring. Actually, I think they happened at the same time. Actually, but I guess, what do you call it? Assad stood stronger and longer than Libya did. But yeah, so they finished up Libya and they ramped up Syria. Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and they had their dogs go in there. They're foreign mercenaries. They're jihadists. They go in there, kill multiple people, do all sorts of crazy shit. And not only that, they had the blowback as well in their own country. They destroyed the image of Islam. They sacrificed many young people that had Muslim people. They tricked them and sacrificed them in the war. So what? I don't know what would they get for it. So I mean, they can get congratulations from America, maybe a piece of land. Right now Turkey has Hatay, or no, not Hatay. They had Hatay before, a long time ago, since 1921. I think it's just the 1920s. If you guys don't know Hatay, you can find it in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That shows Hatay. So it used to be part of Syria, and then it became an independent republic, and then Turkey swallowed it up. So no, now they, even below Hatay, they got Idlib and certain other territories. So yeah, Turkey got that. I don't think Saudi Arabia got anything, but I don't know what they were looking for though. But yeah, so did all sorts of damage, without forethought and hindsight of their people or their region, just because of power and greed. Exactly nowadays, I don't see what is the benefit of having a full-out war with Russia. nuclear armed country actually, like because proxy war with Russia, nuclear armed country. Those Libya, Syria, they're not nuclear armed, and having more refugees into your country, having neo-Nazis arming neo-Nazis and etc. I don't see what the benefit is. That for maybe for the elites, yes, but not for the regular people, not for the region. Like in the future, I would say so. But this is what I want to talk about. So the United States also tried this. I mean, in between Syria and the recent war in Ukraine, they tried this in Latin America, Venezuela. They tried it after the embargoes and all that crazy shit. They put in Juan Guaido, and they say, oh my God, Juan Guaido got kicked out. He's supposed to be the leader of Venezuela, and then there was that whole border kerfuffle. Where like again the same thing, galvanizing. This is the fight of the century, like they're doing right now in Ukraine. This is what do you call it? Like what Hitler did. This is the fight of century. I don't know, the Home Secretary idiot, like bald fucker. He always like gallivanting talk. This is what we be geared for, the generation, the greatest like never since the greatest generation, since our people had the faces kind of evil. Blah 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 blah. All those romanticism, propaganda, like great propaganda, I would say so. They had that as well in Venezuela. They even had they even put on a Live Aid concert with Richard Branson. Trying to make it similar as what they did in the 80s, which I mean, we are the children, we are the world for Ethiopia, my country, where we were starving. I don't know if it worked out or not, probably not exactly. But anyway, I don't mind, what do you call it, all those hands across America, we are the children, trying to feel good, even though they don't do anything, spectacles, virtue signaling. I mean, if it makes people feel good, it makes them people feel important, even though it doesn't, it's okay with me, as long as they don't use it like this time in Live Aid with Richard Branson in Venezuela to sway people. Oh yeah, this is the fight. This is the fight. We have to fight. We have to free the Venezuelan people. Because of Maduro. Oh, why don't you lift it? And then they were saying, oh, we should leave it. We should. he should open up his borders and let in truck press through, and aid. Those trucks are full of AIDS. They're full of, I don't know, aid. Not AIDS, but aid. They're full of aid, and why wouldn't he let? He's such a cruel dictator. This Maduro guy, he wouldn't let the even aid convoys. No, because motherfucker knows, man. You guys are fucking shifty motherfuckers. This, that's the fucking Trojan horse. I mean, the guy's not a fucking idiot, man. Nobody's an idiot, man. This is aid packages, all right, like weapons, ammunitions, whatever, like a couple other trucks, but I don't know where there's a hidden compartment, soldiers, whatever is going through there, man. It's gonna be nuts. Same thing, USAID, none of the aid nowadays, and these aid organizations from the United States, they're a cloak and dagger operation, man. They're a CIA operation. Everybody knows, NGOs, they're a CIA operation, man. They might come in and they might say one thing, oh, we're building, houses, we're building teacups, I don't know. And on the other side, there are compartments to fuck shit up. Same thing with the US Embassy, there's compartments to do this and that, like that they say, but there's the intelligence part of it as well. So all these NGOs, aids, they have a separate compartment to to do intelligence, and mostly their intelligence front. So yeah, but yeah, so they had this coalition. Like that's what the USA was trying to build, a coalition of the willing, same as Iraq, to fight Venezuela. But that thing fell apart. Why did it fall apart? Because none of the South American countries would go with America. Because look, they know the history. They know what America has done before. When Colombia took Panama, the Bananero massacres, all sorts of coup d'etat, Operation Condor. They're not going to fucking do that again. Like, I mean, I don't know what they wanted, and set Venezuela afire, and then, not only there's already millions of refugees coming out of Venezuela because of the embargoes and all the crazy shit that's going on there. They're going to get more, what does that say? Yeah, they're going to, get more refugees, more problem, more even terrorist attacks that's going to happen. And why would they do that? Just to satisfy America, to get congratulations for America? Because at the end of the day, America is the one that wins, right? And everybody else is also, is afraid and will obey America, because the next time, the other South American countries would gang up on them as well and swallow them up. So they said, no, thank you, Senor America. We're not going to do that. Because what do you call it? Like, for example, FARC has been funded by the Venezuelan government for a while. So, and then now there's peace. But let's say if Colombia does what the same thing as Poland does right now, or or other countries are doing, just basically funnel all sorts of weapons and ammo into Venezuela, and then mercenaries and etc. What do you think is the FARC is not going to get reactivated again? It's not going to get funding again, or other groups, ELN, and then start chaos in Colombia again after all those years of bloodshed. So they would restart all those years of bloodshed on their border, and have their own people killed after all those years. All those people were killed. All those all those bloodshed that Colombia has suffered, tit for tat battles between the leftist guerrillas and Colombia. That's a long history of battle. I guess the FARC is one of the longest, I think so, fighting groups on Earth. In this modern era, one of the longest continuous rebel group, I guess, until now, when it finally gave up its weapons. So they would do that just to get congratulations for America. Not only that, that's why I commend the South Americans and the Latin American countries, and I think they have a future in the left sphere, and and I guess that should be a lot of base for the next leftist movement, because I've seen the people, they have also camaraderie. So they know the idea of what a solidarity is. I know it's not perfect, but they have the idea. A lot of revolutions came from there as well. We all know that. But yeah, communist revolution didn't work out. But and look, in this world where corporations are bigger than countries. Apple is like the 8th richest country in the world. Saudi Aramco is even richer than Saudi Arabia, and etc. It is staggering the amount of money and power these capitalist corporations have. So in that sense as well, we need to the people need power as well. There needs to be there's not only needs to be one global power, or just power for capitalists and corporations, and we need to bow our head for corporations or become corporations. No, that's not going to work. So in that kind of sense, I think South America would be a good base, and maybe of course communism didn't work out, but there's other venues we can try. And yeah, not only that, I commend them. I commend the Latin American leaders, and not only for for not going with America's plan, like they had with in the Middle East with Libya and Syria, to take down their neighbor, and be a good pawn for America to do harm to their neighbor, or what the Europeans are doing with Ukraine and Russia, which is basically sacrificing the Ukrainians to fight America's rival. I mean, or America's and Britain's rival. Because look, before America and started creating problems, Russia was working very well with Germany and several other European countries. Yeah, like has a problem with its neighbors, but outside of that, with many other countries, like they were working very well, and those problems could have been solved diplomatically. Yeah, but not only did South America didn't do that, they also, every time we see, recently, some of the Americas, they didn't kick out Venezuela. They were angry at America for not inviting Venezuela or Cuba to come to the Summit of Americas. They still have diplomatic ties to Venezuela and Cuba and etc. And most countries, still allow flights to those countries and etc. as well. There's still some countries that get bribed and cancel this and cancel that, with Cuba, and they get bribed or bullied by America, to close this border with Cuba, or to close this financial system with Cuba. But they still invite them to. It's not perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect, but compare what we've seen, those American dogs in the Middle East and in Europe have been doing, man. Just a whole end is like America, yeah, just like lemmings, man. America jumps from the cliff, we do it too. It's sad to see that Europeans are willing to sacrifice their own daughters and children, and and have an all-out nuclear war where everybody can die. Just to appease their American partners. I mean, friends are friends, but I'm not going to jump off a cliff with you, So that is why I commend Latin America, South America, and as leftists, we need to keep an eye on Latin America. We need to build, companionship and bridges and camaraderie with the Latin Americans and Latin American governments, because not only, American is not only supposed to be the leader of the left, and neither Europe. There should be other openings. Oh, and concerning concerning Asia as well, there's nothing going on there either. They just follow America, everything what America does tell them to do. Recently with Russia. Japan went in there, South Korea went in there, everything what America tells them to do, we obey. I just talked to a South Korean guy that told me that Islam is the enemy and it needs to be fought, just trying to take over the world. Where the fuck do you get this shit from, man? It's people are so fucking brainwashed, man. When did Islam and South Korea became into conflict? I don't remember that. Most Muslim countries don't even know you fucking exist, man. They know you exist, but what do you think about South Korea or K-pop? That's about it. Name me anything about South Korea, K-pop, that's about it, man. Where did this animosity came from South Korea towards Muslim people? I even see these stupid ass movies that South Koreans make, these action movies of South Koreans fighting terrorists, in the Middle East, or they're getting kidnapped by terrorists. Idiotic, man. They want to make those action movies, those propaganda action movies. Some of them are good. From the West into South Korea. There is no conflict between Islam and South Korea, man. So stay in your fucking lane. Not everything America tells you to do, that means you have to follow it as well. Not everything American you have to input in your brain as well. So yeah, Japan, South Korea, other Asian countries that are allied with America, I'm very disappointed in you. You need to think for yourself. Like I said, friends are friends. You need to think for yourself, and we need to build bridges as well, with the people, I would say so, in Asia, but there's certain glimmers of hope in Asia too, as we have seen with the Squid Games and Parasite. South Koreans get it, the harshness of the brutality of capitalism. So the Japanese people, they get it too, but they're so regimented and not single-mindedly focused, but they're so regimented and what do you call it? cultured to, you know, just obey like the system, and the system do what the system tells them to do, or you know, you're outside the system and you don't know how to operate. You know, the system is so regimented in Asian countries, and it really, like, you know, hurts outcast people, and it's really hard to be an outcast in Asian countries, or to think outside the box. And I guess that really hurts us, but you know, they have a lot of, you know, beauty and beautiful culture, and they have a lot of scientific innovation, you know, but how can they be like, you know, how can they join the proletarian or people's movement of the future of that is not now not just like corporations and etc., like, you know, proletariat movement and that kind of allyship. Because one time I actually talked to one of these guys from South Korea. They were from robotics. You know, they come from a robotics team from South Korea. They came to Vegas, you know, Las Vegas University, and they were, you know, like, they were making this machine that makes matcha, or you know, whatever. The matcha, what do you call that Asian drink? Habababas? No, what is it? God damn it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those Asian drinks with those bubbly stuff in them, with those tapiocas. Yeah, those bubbly drinks, those bubbly Asian drinks. So this is a machine that does that by itself, so you don't need any workers, and they were fixing that. And I was telling them, hey man, well, you know, that's pretty cool, man. You're pretty knowledgeable. And I tell them, hey, but what do you think about, like, you know, a lot of teenagers now not getting jobs, and, like, you know, losing jobs because of this robot you're building? And you know, it's like, I don't care, I'm getting paid for it. So that's cold harshness of, you know, like of individualism they have you know, ingrained in their body and their mind. I find it very staggering. So, but you know, like I said, they're very knowledgeable, and if you can get young Asian males and Asian women to join the proletariat movement or the leftist movement of the future, fantastic, man. So anyway, so that is my video. South America, A+. Vamos. Ciao.